Welcome to my Old Testament blog, FirstThreeQuarters at WordPress. This is a work in progress, this blog. I'm not quite sure what shape it will take over time, but let me tell you a tiny bit about myself and the purpose that I imagine for the blog and the kinds of things that I'm interested in that you'll see. The detail of this is written on this page that you can see here, so I won't go through all of the detail, but very briefly, I teach Old Testament as a lecturer at MST, Melbourne School of Theology in Australia, one of our main cities, Melbourne, and I've been teaching here for 3 years. I teach Old Testament at various levels and also Hebrew language. Prior to that, I was a Baptist pastor in a small town called Murwillumbah, right in northeastern New South Wales, just where it's subtropical and the beaches are nice and far enough out of the Gold Coast to avoid the crowds. I was there with my family for 6 years and married to Naomi, and we have 3 children. I did my postgrad studies at University of Queensland, which wasn't too far away up there, and my PhD was in studies in religion. Specifically, my thesis was a history of the interpretation of the creation week of Genesis 1:1 to 2:3, and I covered the period really from New Testament times and some of the pseudepigraphal literature that was relevant all the way up to around about the time of the release of Darwin's Origin of Species in 1859. My interests, therefore, that you'll see come out in this blog include the reception history of Genesis and the idea of the reception of the biblical text generally, the Old Testament text in particular, and my interests also extend to the interpretation and exegesis of various books of the Old Testament, various texts, and also the way Hebrew language and literature works, narrative and poetry and different aspects of those things, Old Testament theology and the way biblical theology flows, historiography in the Old Testament and the way that it reports history, many such things. The way these interests will play out in the blog, maybe in book reviews and posts, little snippets of reception history where I give a little potted reception history of some character or some episode in the history, and at times I might offer some thoughts on science and religion and even the history of ideas and the way that the thinking of the modern world developed. My study of Genesis 1 has been a window into that process. It's been a unique snapshot or kind of a vertical section of human thinking from the time of Jesus Christ to the present, and that one biblical text has given a unique window into those processes. So I'll offer those things, and this blog really is not so much offering bulletins on the latest thing to be published or the latest developments in the online world. I'm using it partly as a repository for materials and ideas that I've developed over the years, and in some ways I view it as a chance to build up a body of work that might eventually yield biblical commentaries and visual tools online for teaching the Old Testament as a whole. So tune in. I hope you find something that you can enjoy, and we can share interests together in the Old Testament or the Hebrew Bible.